Hello you guys, I know it's been a while. I've had a pretty rough time recently. I've got a job, I did this, I did that, blah. That last job really took the toll. But you're on the corner now, and guess what? We talk about anime, manga, and anything else that comes to mind. Poetry, stories, anything that really needs to be talked about. The one thing that we're talking about today, well, it should be obvious. Bleach. Yes. It's a little late for me to be talking about Bleach. Yes, I know. I've read it when it came out. I was so distraught about it, I didn't know what to say about it. And in order for me to say anything about it properly, I needed some cool-off time. That's literally what it was. It was nothing more than a cool-off time period. I was so distraught over this ending. This manga, this anime that you spent so much time and effort in, that you spent most of your day just reading about half the time, just reading, watching, whatever you could type of thing. That turned into one of your favorite animes. That turned into one of your favorite mangas. You just wanted to read more. You didn't care. And at the beginning of this season, we got to go all the way back to the beginning if we really want to talk about this ending. At the very beginning, you could see the passion. You could see what he wanted, his envisionment, what he really wanted to show. You could tell throughout the whole thing, his passion was the biggest point that drove you to read this. That art, the design, everything was just amazing. It's why it became one of the top 3 mangas in the world, because of how good it was. Yes, some people are going to say, this, whatever, this and this, that and that, hey, fillers, hey, that. But every single anime, every single manga has fillers. Every single one I've ever seen pretty much has a filler somewhere. Unless you're doing a two-season anime, you are getting a filler somewhere. And I have seen 2-season animes where there are fillers. Lots of fillers, and it's irritating whenever it happens. I mean, we'll go into other animes later on, like One Piece is definitely one that's going to be coming up next. I'm definitely going to be talking about that one because there is a big thing about that I need to talk about. Anyways, it's my next video. But as I've already said, this is about Bleach and its ending. You can tell from his passion in the beginning on where this manga was driving to go, where it needed to go, what was going to happen, how it was going to happen. You wanted to know all that stuff. But just from the passion that you had in the beginning, you thought it was going to become this giant thing in the end. Amazing, epic journey with you and Ichigo. An epilogue of just amazingness. You wanted to follow him. You wanted to have his back because he was an unchanging person in this world, in a world that would make it change. But as time went on, you could see his passion leave him. I think past the 4th season is when it really starts to dive down, where he starts to give up on what he was originally doing because of the stress of his producers telling him what to do and stuff like that, and things not coming out the way he wanted to come out, and everything like that. Honestly, I can understand how hard that can be, how derivative it can make you feel. Like, I can understand it all. But at the same point in time, when you give up on a creation that you yourself have created for the enjoyment of others, then it's not much of a creation at that point. You have given up. And you are still doing this. You're not giving them 100%. How does that make you feel good to know that you aren't giving your fans 100% at that point? Not even 100%, 150%. To show that you want them to see how extraordinary this storyline could get. But that was, like I said, after the 4th season, you could see that passion die. Even in the mangas, you could see it go from great art style to having these epic backgrounds drawn, stuff like that, to it start to dwindle, colors start to fade out of it, type of stuff, like shadowing, shading, and stuff like that. And from its point of one slash in a manga, you knew what was going on there, to one slash in a manga being what just happened. Like, you couldn't follow it after that point. There was no context. You could literally visually see in the beginning that this was happening throughout the story. But in the manga, it went from that to still action panels that could not be deciphered from one to the other half the time. You didn't know if you're reading it correctly or not sometimes. Did I read this the wrong way? Is it going the opposite way? It didn't have a good flow anymore. But that didn't stop me. That didn't make me give up on the series. I wanted to see this. I wanted to see more of the storyline. I wanted it. I wanted to know more. I wanted it to become something that I could be proud of saying, I watched Bleach. Yes, it was an amazing anime. It was an amazing manga when I read it. But I no longer have that drive, that passion about it. And I stopped, I must say, way further before I thought it would. I thought I'd make it to the end with dying aspirations of seeing this anime. Yes, seeing this manga. And yes, I know, it's pretty hard. But I stayed true to the whole thing until the very end. In the end, yes, my aspirations may have fallen. Yes, I wanted to read it less and less as time went on, but I still stuck with it because of how I loved it. I loved the beginning that much. I hung on to the grasp that it will get better. It must get better. But in the end, all that ended up happening was given a five chapter left in the whole series. He didn't have enough time to even finish up the storyline that he wanted to, and he copped out. Honestly, I could have dealt with no ending at all. It would have shown his passion was still there. That if I can't finish it, then the storyline won't end. You'd be stuck on a final battle. I mean, you can tie it up all as neatly in a package all you want, and give a future look and do this and this. But what does that really prove? You've copped out. You've truthfully given up, and you've shown that you have truthfully given up on this by giving it an ending. The only reason I say this is because of the fact that if it had just ended in a battle, mid-sword swing, everything, he hadn't given up. He still wanted that storyline to go on. He still wanted us to enjoy more of it. But he ended it. And he ended it on such a cliffhanger. It seems like if he does make another one, it's going to be about Ichigo's kid. I don't want to read anything about his kid. Yes, I understand. It'd be amazing to see the second generation, how they're going, but honestly, how's that ever really worked? Nobody really wants to hear about the second generation. When you're given a character, you want to stick with it. That's your main character. That's your storyline. Unless the anime itself has a thing where it kills off main characters left and right, kind of like name. It's God. And I just got done watching it. Game of Thrones. There we go. Sorry, guys. Anyways, like Game of Thrones, where it just kills off antagonists all the time, left and right. You really can't really see yourself looking at a different manga with the second generation, can you? You could kill off every character, and I just said it, and it's gone again. Game of Thrones, and you'd still have a storyline. You can still go on with it. Just add in another character. It's not that hard to do. It's easy when it comes down to that stuff. But when you have a main protagonist, that protagonist is the only one that you put in a good situation with. You don't make it into you tell a story about this person, kind of like One Piece. It tells a story about the main person, but they really I can't keep doing that. One Piece is for a different one. But what I'm saying is, it goes from Luffy's storyline to the rest of the crew's storyline, and it gives you the story of the whole thing. Luffy dies, he's easily replaced with the rest of his crew. But at the same point in time, if Luffy dies, that's the end of the story. Oddly enough, it's and that's only because of the focus of the story is Luffy. And that's where it really drives in the nail on where's your focus, where's it going. Yes, you can focus on everybody else, but once you have a primary focus on somebody, there's no way to tell how an anime is going to end up then. One Piece could be that 55th in line, you kill off Luffy, the crew keeps going and continues on his goal of that, but in Bleach, Ichigo was the main protagonist. There was no secondary storyline to that stuff. Uryu, Chad, Orihime, Rukia, Renji, they're all side characters. They're side characters. They're not main protagonists. It was a main point in the whole thing that Ichigo was the main person. It has a big thing about it. It's his story, nobody else's. So to continue it on with his children just wouldn't be the same, and it wouldn't be the same fan basis either. But kind of like how Naruto is going right now, and they're making it on second generation. They are trying to make it so Boruto looks extremely like Naruto, so you aren't really noticing much of a difference between the two characters. But I don't see it going much further than that. I don't see, unless they really do something to make him stand out as the main protagonist in this show. The Naruto universe just has Naruto. We can go to Pokemon, Ash Ketchum. You kill Ash Ketchum, you can easily move on. They've had years and years upon years on this. You can move on without a problem. Killing off Ash isn't going to kill the anime. You can easily switch off to somebody else for a bit. You can easily do this. You can easily do that. Yes, it's harder to do just because of the fact that Ash has been the main selling point of the series. But as long as you have another person with a Pikachu, Ash really doesn't become a big deal. Just how that works. It can be a different trainer because Pokemon throughout the years have been trying to make it so you feel like you're the trainer, not Ash, not Red, not Blue, not Gold. You are the trainer. But the point is, I digress a lot. I'm sorry. But the ending, at the end, it was a complete cop-out. Complete cop-out. There was nothing left to give, it seems. And even though there was a lot more to explain. This ending left more questions than answers. There is no way that it should have ended like it did. The biggest thing is, I go to anime conventions, and I go to cons dressed up as Ichigo Kon. Schoolboy Ichigo Kon. Because it's fun, it's exciting. But I can't do that anymore, because it's not because it's ended. It's because it's disappointing me that much that I don't want to support something that I can't believe in anymore. That I can't believe will ever get better again. Because it won't now. But I guess that's just my thoughts on the whole ending of Bleach. Yes, I understand he had a lot to go through. He had a lot being talked about, so on and so forth. But that's why you are just as moving as the character you've created. And you push to make that make your manga go. That's all I really have to say about that. Anyways, as for now, this is the end of the video, but why don't you watch my next video? It is going to be on One Piece and why it is what it is and what my thoughts on One Piece in general. Just so you know, spoiler alert, there are a lot of things in there that might upset you. And might not upset you. I'm not too worried about it. It's just my thoughts on an anime that's gone into its place right now. But until the next video, have fun.